Good evening and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I am Anifat Ismail. The news headlines. Tinubu in support of autonomy for councils. Federal government laments paucity of funds as Labour wants 497,000 naira. Edun calls for synergy to achieve President's economic agenda. Representatives pass bill to adopt old anthem. Nigeria will hail thee. NSCDC Aran division meets with stakeholders to protect critical national assets. TRCN urged for government to restore funding. Kano Assembly dethrones 5 Emirs. And on sport, Enoh leads reforms amid challenges in sports sector. Senate passed anti-doping bill for reading. Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu is in support of autonomy for local government. Secretary to the Government of Federation, Senator George Akume, said yesterday. According to him, the federal government will do its best to give effect to this idea. Akume spoke at a news conference to mark the commencement of ministerial briefing ahead of the May 29th first anniversary of the Tinubu administration. The SGF said President Tinubu has a commitment to uphold the rule of law, the tenets of federalism, constitution and autonomy for local government. The tripartite committee on new minimum wage has adjourned to next Tuesday, May 28th, to continue deliberation after Wednesday's meeting in Abuja ended in a deadlock again. The federal government, organized private sector, and the organized labor failed to reach a consensus on the new minimum wage at the Wednesday meeting. However, the government was forced to propose the sum of 57,000 naira, which was rejected by Labour. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, has urged heads of agencies and parastatals under his ministry to work together with a view to boosting economy. This, he said, would further ensure full implementation of President Tinubu's agenda, which is aimed at attracting foreign investors and expertise into the industry. The minister emphasized the importance of synergy and effective implementation to achieve the goals outlined in the president's blueprint. The House of Representatives has passed the bill to adopt the old national anthem, despite opposition from some lawmakers. The bill, sponsored by Majority Leader Julius Enoh, was debated for a second reading and rushed through a third reading amid opposition from some lawmakers. Leading the debate on the bill, the lawmaker said the content of the old anthem is far better than the current one. In a bid to safeguard critical national assets, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Aran Division, organized a stakeholders meeting on Thursday. The meeting brought together representatives from various organizations, including Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, Licensed Electrical Contractor Association of Nigeria, Association of Scavengers, Oil Dealers Association of Nigeria, and Omaran Traditional Council. Divisional Officer, S.C. Ayinla Dauda, emphasized the importance of protecting national assets from vandalism and theft. He warned that the NSCDC would not tolerate any social vices or criminal acts in Aran, while urging stakeholders to report any suspicious activities immediately.
On Freecent, we have several numbers of transformers which were vandalized there. And the major thing that happens around the transformer is the scooping of the transformer oil. So this generated so much reaction that we think from our core, we really have to stand tall to stop this ugly incident. And as such, we call this meeting so that we can talk firm, talk tough, and warn all, the associations, especially the oil sellers, because we can actually understand that sometimes most of these stolen items are brought to them to convert to money. So that's why we call them to warn them that anybody that is found wanting buying from these thieves, we are going to prosecute them. We would not miss word in our stand in prosecuting these people, and at that time we will not be ready to listen to anybody. And that is why we're calling this meeting, so that they really have to stop that act by not buying from them. And in the meeting, like I said, the Association of Scavengers too, which we decided to call upon and to stop buying stolen cables from anybody within the town. So we are actually able to advise the IBDC that to have a kind of relationship with the communities around every transformer, to see how they can communicate to them ahead of coming, not just coming to work around the transformer, but communicate the community heads that they are coming to work there, so that any other person that comes without communication can actually be identified as a possible thief who is trying to steal from the transformer.
The stakeholders, in their reactions, commended the NSCDC and pledged to work together to protect the city of Aran and its environs. They acknowledged the importance of protecting critical national assets and vowed to support the NSCDC in its efforts to prevent vandalism and theft. The Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria has called for the restoration of government funding. TRCN branch chairman under the Senior Association of Universities, Teaching Hospital, Research Institutes, and Associated Institutions, Enoh made the call in Abuja. Chukwemeka warned that failure to secure government funding would result in further financial strain on teachers already grappling with inadequate working conditions. Kano State House of Assembly on Thursday dissolved all the 5 emirate councils in the state, declaring Governor Abba Yusuf as the sole constitutional pass to appoint new Emirs. The Assembly took the decision at the floor of the House during the plenary on Thursday. During that sitting, the Kano State Emirate Council Amendment Bill was considered after scaling second and third reading. Deputy Speaker Alhaji Mohammed Bello explained that repealing the law would revive the lost glory of Kano, as division of Kano Emirate to 5 reduced the capacity and dignity of the state at national level. The last on the news is sport. Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owen Enoh, has listed the reforms he has initiated, even as he remarked some of the challenges impeding development and growth of sports in the country. Delivering a keynote address at the first National Council on Sports meeting in Enugu, the minister stated that in spite of the myriad of problems he met on ground following his appointment, he has initiated a raft of reforms and policies in his concerted efforts and commitment to launch sports on the path of development. The Senate yesterday passed for second reading a bill which seeks to prohibit Nigerian athletes from consuming performance-enhancing substances during or after sporting competitions. The bill, titled National Anti-Doping Bill 2024, was meant to demonstrate and enforce in Nigeria the International Convention Against Doping in Sport ahead of 2024 Olympic Games in France. It was also meant to establish the Nigerian Anti-Doping Center to implement Nigeria's obligation to the World Anti-Doping Code in conformity with international standards. We have come to the end of the news at 9 on Justeventonline TV. Here is the recap of the story. Tinubu in support of autonomy for council, Akume says. Federal government laments paucity of funds as Labour wants 497,000 naira minimum wage. Edun calls for synergy to achieve President's economic agenda. Representatives pass bill to adopt old anthem, Nigeria BLD. NSCDC Aran Division meets with stakeholders to protect critical national assets. TRCN urged federal government to restore funding. Kano Assembly dethroned 5 Emirs. And on sports, Enoh leads reforms amid challenges in sports sector. Senate passed anti-doping bill for reading. Thank you for watching Justeventonline News. Remember, in every trying moment, always find the ability to keep the situation under control with good strength. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tab at Justeventonline. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am an infant Ismail. Good night.